first of all, what we do is we have some kind of form on the front end, for example, a login form or a sign-up form.
I think I'm starting to feel the effects of going full-time founder in the sense of having no meetings, having no colleagues, no co-founders. I always knew it would be an interesting challenge, but it's quite ironic considering the mission or the purpose of the product that I'm setting out to achieve. And now the issue I'm struggling with right now, which is not interacting with people as part of my day-to-day work. Like, they weren't kidding when they said starting a startup is a very lonely path. This is why they recommend like having co-founders and all that kind of stuff. But who'd have thought I'd ever say that I'd miss meetings? So just something I wanted to talk about because, it's always tempting to talk about just the wins, but I think this is a low that I should mention because it's very important. And I'm curious to see how this evolves over time. For now, I'm going easy on myself, which is I'm not, going back to previous points that I've mentioned in other videos, not being so hard on myself, not trying to be productive all the time, allowing myself to like wallow, I guess, a little bit as well. Funnily enough, one thing that just hit my hand on my desk. One thing I'm doing right now is to push myself to go out on a daily basis, i.e. get out of the freaking flat, see people, see friends, get that human contact, go to cafes, although I think the cafe thing is good because obviously you're being around people, but also I try to go and see friends, do classes, anything that involves actually interacting with people as well. I think that's very important. Definitely from our own mental health, but also I think it will only help me be more productive throughout the week. I think that human contact is fundamental to functioning as a human being. So that's something I'm doing. It's a challenge I've set for myself. I haven't quite been able to nail it just yet. I feel like because I'm kind of ambiverted, like I'm sort of 50-50 in terms of introversion and extroversion. So I guess the introverted part of me holds back a lot. It's always like, do I really want to go out today? Do I really want to go, catch up with a friend, etc.? As much as I love my friends, is it something I want to do when I'd rather just stay inside the flat? The fuck was that? I'd rather just sit inside and code. So with that in mind, I still push myself, and I'm slowly doing it now where I'm starting to head out, do classes, see friends. But yeah. So I've started keeping track of various metrics. I'm just a huge metrics guy. I was always under the impression that because it's such an early stage of the startup, there's not really much I can track, but there's always something you can track, right? So I started playing around with a few metrics, started thinking around like the relative complexity or effort of the dev work that I'm doing, users spoken to, people landing on the landing page, people who sign up for the beta, like all that good stuff. I've also started thinking about more like softer metrics, like how many hours I'm spending on actually working on the product, doing some training and upskilling, because it all affects the business ultimately. So I'm currently working on the authentication piece for the site, adding in, creating accounts, logging in, logging out, using Firebase's authentication as a service backend, I guess, which is great because it means that I can get authentication set up very quickly. And for those who've been watching, that one of my goals is to complete authentication before the end of June. But I'm going to aim for earlier, because I'd love to get people using this a lot earlier as well, because I need to get people to set up, or rather I need to have 10 accounts set up this month as a goal, just to get people using the actual product. So yeah, that's the plan for now. Also, check this out. This is what my trainer's got me doing. Yeah, this is what happens if I eat cookies too many times. I'm basically told to get my act in order and rip each of these off as soon as I've gone a day without binging on cookies. So yeah, I'm a cookie monster, folks. Honestly, guys, like this hunt for a technical co-founder is a lot harder than I expected. So honestly, at this rate, I'm just thinking like, I would not be surprised if I just literally teach myself to code to the point where I just end up building the whole product myself and keep iterating on the product myself as well. And then obviously through time, I come across someone who might be the best fit for the product, both in terms of building out the product to become the best it can be, to help people in the best way possible, whilst also developing the business to be the best it can be as well. And that this person is an excellent culture fit as well. So yeah, honestly, the stubborn part of me is kind of just like, you know what? I'll do it myself. Like, it's fine. Probably overly ambitious, but yeah, nothing's stopping me, really. This sounds super cheesy, but nothing is stopping me. I guess I better put that old computer science degree to good use. My old lecturers would be quaking in their boots, knowing how much I'd forgotten.
It's not psychic. So don't worry about making this public. This is just an identifier. And when it comes to security, we're going to lock down our database.
So just on the vein of essentially becoming my own technical founder, i.e. just become like the software guy for now. I've basically noted down the belief that I should always be curious. I mean, this is a general philosophy that I think, we can all agree is a good approach to have to life. But then what I'm doing now is when I go through my code, when I go through bugs, when I read what I read around, fixing bugs and features, etc. I'm now like additionally curious. I question everything. I ask why, and then why, just to make sure I really understand the concept. So I'm taking the time to like expand upon my technical knowledge, essentially pretending to be a technical founder. And I guess I don't even want to say pretending, because maybe this is my journey, maybe this is the path. It'll be funny if I say this now and then 3 months down the line I find someone. But for now, who knows, right? So yeah, always be curious. That's the motto for this video, maybe.